Katannya Alven speaking. Now this video is completely about health, and I'm introducing you to the Energy Rejuvenation Blanket. Now in the simple terms, it's called TMB, and it's a multi-layer, so thermo multi-layer blanket. It's based on William Reich's work, and it is absolutely fantastic. So let me introduce you to the blanket. Now I'm going to get up. I'm sitting on it. You can hear it crinkly. And so this is blanket. Don't know how, oops, it is it. Let's get it here. So you can see here it's quite voluminous. This one, it's a single large. Okay, so let's see if I can show you here. Whoops, daisy, come this way. And it folds, so I can wrap it round me if I'm standing here. Okay, wrap it round me and around here. There we are, I've got it round me. Now, if I want to sit down, I can. There I'm sitting in the blanket. Okay. I'm trying to get technology as well as the blanket. And it's round my legs and round my feet, and it's very snug and warm. And it's bouncing back my own energy back onto me. Now, you could lie in it or just throw it over your shoulders, etc. Now, what does this amazing blanket do? Well, it reflection back of the body's own extra high frequency, EHF, extra high frequency, redistribution of the body's own electrical charges. And it has a warming effect due to reflection back of the infrared radiation and the protection from potential harmful electromagnetic and electrostatic fields. So this is an amazing blanket. Colin and I were given our first blanket by Philip Barker, who ran a company selling skenners and blankets. I won't go into the scanner at the moment, it's on the website. And the website, just to remind people, which will be in the description box, is More Energy for Life. So More Energy, 4, life.com. And as you can see at the top, it says pain relief, energy and rejuvenation. Now, both the blanket and the scanner do that. So what do we get from using the blanket? You'll get improved strength and energy, relief of stress, pain relief, improved sleep, increased emotional and mental stability, a return to physical health, and prevention of premature aging. There's the rejuvenation bit. These are some of the comments. Always worth listening to what other people say. And this is in quotes, experienced a great sense of weariness. That night slept like a log. The next day we felt very energized. It was 2 people. We each had about 20 minutes wrapped in the blanket. That night slept like logs. However, the next day we felt very energized. My partner reports considerable relief from the recurrent tension of the shoulders and stress-related headaches. I heartily recommend the Energy Rejuvenation Blanket, a great way to wind down at the end of a long day. And that was AS&JA UK. Somebody else says, I felt profoundly relaxed with a sense of being in a very quiet, safe zone. I felt I had no worries. It was okay just to be, breathing and relaxing. I felt immense heat and a feeling of comfort as if in the womb, comforted and nurtured. When I got out of the blanket, I felt refreshed. AW. So let's just look at more of what the blanket has to provide for one. Well, benefits to your pets, and this was one, a kitten helped by the blanket. One example was when a kitten was put in the blanket in a seemingly lifeless state after it had been ravaged by a dog. After 15 minutes, it crawled out and went to its own sleeping box. The following morning, we were delighted to see that it was leaping around in its usual manner. Now, actually, that was when we were in India, and this poor little kitten was in a little white kitten, and it was in a terrible state. And we suggested to the owner that we'd put it in the blanket, and that was it was wonderful to see. It really was. Now, this was also when I went to treat somebody. I was in New York. A dog with rheumatism helped by the blanket. I'd gone to treat the girl, and she'd talked to me about the dog, and they'd just found that the vet, they'd taken their first blood tests, and it had considerable amount of rheumatism, and she was going off again maybe in a day or two to get another test. Well, after treating her, I suggested that we wrap the dog in the blanket. Anyway, here we go, and I write it here. Another example was, we wrapped it in the blanket. Let me tell the story. We wrapped it in the blanket, and the dog just sort of, its head just dropped, like it's sort of, as if, when you're falling asleep and you go like this, clonk, if you're reading a book or something, and the dog's head just went down, and it stood there for a bit, or it was actually in the blanket, and it went down. And then after I think it was about 10 minutes, I don't think it was more than that, it got up and went to the door, and again its head was it was still sleepy, hung down, and the girl said, "Oh, it's time for its walk," or something like that. The next time she went to the vet, maybe it was 2 days later, I can't remember, the vet took blood tests again, and the blood test showed considerable reduction in, however they tell that there's rheumatism in the blood. So either we talked on the phone or otherwise she emailed, one or the other, and this was years ago, and that was a wonderful example. So is this going to show? You'll see that I've got, here we are. I don't know if you can see this because I can't, no, anyway, on the website you will see a beautiful girl sitting in a blanket. This is where Colin and I used to live. You can see some of our books back there, and this lovely armchair, and this happens to be my daughter-in-law. She wasn't then, but bless her heart. And so I write here, there's a new state-of-the-art energy medicine devices, speed recovery from pain and poor health. Now, that can be the skin or it can be the blanket. Wilhelm Reich used the orgone box. He created the orgone box, the energy he calls orgone. This was very unwieldy because it was a physical box. You had to get in it, and it was incredibly powerful. So he decided that he was going to make something that was pliable, and he made this blanket, which is wool, thin layer of metal, and wool. So you've got here, you've got two sides. You've got that side, then you've got that side, which is slightly darker, and there, rather old blanket tag on it there. So you get in it with the tag blanket label on the outside. And when people first get a blanket, I suggest that they don't go in for more than 12 minutes. Okay, even though these people were talking about they were in the blanket for 20 minutes, I suggest, and I was there with them, they were giving me examples, because I wanted to put some examples of people that hadn't used it on my website. But I would suggest without knowing people's health situation, that 12 minutes to start with is ample. And then you could do the next day add another 3 minutes. It's so powerful, this device, that actually it goes up in increments of 3 minutes at a time. So I do urge you to go onto the website, take a good look, and I'll just show you my, well, they're a lot older now. You'll see at the bottom two small, well, a young child and a small, those are two of my grandchildren. And this really is an exceptional and powerful healing device. It is par excellence. I use it a great deal. I've still got my old one that's grey. These are the new ones. So I'm not going to talk about price. They're certainly, for what they do, they're not expensive. But that doesn't really say anything. I won't say about price here because this video will be on here for some while, and like most things, prices are going up. I don't know whether they're going to continue going up, but they have been going up. So I rely on my blanket. I love my blanket, and it is a great friend, and you can actually feel yourself relaxing in it. Wonderful, wonderful to meditate in, and but it actually is protecting you and healing, because it's when you get pain, that's blocked energy. And so what the blanket does, it disperses the blocked energy, okay? And it also bounces back your own energy at you. So you're feeling brighter and lighter and more energized. Okay, this is Katanya Alven saying, God bless everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please, when it goes onto the YouTube, please do comment and ask any questions. And you will see my email is in there, so you can email me and inquire about the blanket and the prices and everything else like that. So God bless for now. And the day is the 29th of December. We're very close into 2020, and some exciting things are going to happen, and there are some wonderful health technologies out there, and this is one of them. God bless. Katanya Alven saying, be well, stay well, and help other people to get well too. Bye-bye.